For some weird reasons, I keep losing my voice every single time that I have to record. But that is not going to stop us. We move regardless. And today, we're going to be talking about waiting. Like, nobody talks about how hard it is to wait, or you don't really realize how hard it is to wait until you are the one waiting. Waiting really sounds nice. It sounds beautiful. It sounds like, I think I can do it until it is you that is living it or doing it. Then it becomes a different story, because there are days where you wake up fully trusting, confessing, hoping, trusting. Other days it's not as if you're not trusting. It's not as if you're not doubting. You're just there. You're just there. You're neither strong, you're neither happy. And there are days where you just feel like, okay, I'm giving up. Not because you don't trust God. It's just that you really don't understand what is going on, and you're not in the space where you really, really get it. And it can be hard. Trust me. Welcome to Under Construction, a space for honest conversation about faith, life, growth, and becoming, even when nothing feels as if it is changing. I am Lily, and this podcast is not about me having all the answers. It's about walking through the process, the messy, quiet, confusing part together. Because some of us are still trying to figure things out. We are still healing, still trusting, and of course, still becoming. And today, we're talking about what it means to wait, especially when God feels silent. Now, waiting is not just about time passing. It's not that feeling of the period of when it's going to happen and when it finally happens. It's actually beyond that. It is applying and not getting a response. It is praying and not seeing movement. It is trying to improve yourself, and you keep wondering if something is actually shifting. It's watching other people post testimonies while your own life feels as though it is on hold. And if you're being honest, that silence can feel like rejection. You start asking yourself, did I wrong God? Am I behind? Is God punishing me? Is he even listening? Does he even exist? Yes, you even question the existence of God. Because we like confirmations, we like signs, we like reassurance. We want that voice to say, yes, you're on the right part. But sometimes you can just sit there and get nothing. And nothing comes. And that nothing can actually mess with you. I remember listening to Pastor Dolapo, and he was talking about waiting period. And he says that during exams, the teacher is always quiet, handing you the book to see what you will write. So that is just it. That's just what waiting period is. But then here is the shift for us. If we look at it from this perspective, right? What if silence is not absence? What if silence is formation? Yeah? Because most of the time, right, growth can be on the ground. Growth can not be loud. When roots are growing, they grow in silence. Character grows in silence. Depth actually grows in silence. And underground growth, believe me, is not impressive. It's not impressive because to you, there's no visible result. It's not giving. There's no announcement. There's no ground entry and all of those things. But there is still growth if you wait it out. Waiting is actually uncomfortable because you cannot perform your way out of it. You cannot magic your way out of it. You can't network your way out of it. You can't clock your way out of it. Waiting forces you to actually confront something deeper. It questions your trust for God. It questions if you believe in the outcome. It's easy to say you trust when things are moving, when things are working right, but it's different when nothing is actually happening. Now, let's talk about comparison. Waiting can also become 10 times harder, especially when every other person is making progress and you feel like you are left behind. Someone is getting married, someone is relocating, someone is doing something big, and you're still there, still the same prayer points, still the same place. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, you begin to panic and all of those things. But comparison makes waiting feel like a failure. It makes things feel like rejection, and it makes it feel like nothing is happening. But sometimes the version of you that you are asking for, or the version of you that is asking for something, is not yet the version that can carry it. You are not fully developed into that beautiful butterfly that can carry that vision. So what waiting does to you is to stretch your lever. Make sure that it stretches your capacity, helps you to build patience, helps you to build emotional maturity, helps you to build discipline, helps you to build resilience, right? And anyone can move when things are clear. But staying when things are not clear, that's real trust. So whenever you're in that moment of waiting, you ask yourself, what do you do? And one of the mistakes that we make, that I have made, is that we freeze our life. We pause everything. We stop growing. We stop learning. We stop building. We stop showing up. We stop serving. We just go mute. Like, you just withdraw. That is the wrong way to approach it. Okay? Don't freeze your life. Don't stop growing because you feel like nothing is happening. You stay faithful in the little things. Keep building. Read. Pray. Serve. Learn. Show up. Even when you don't feel inspired. Even when you don't feel like it. Don't allow that moment waste away. So waiting is not about doing nothing. It's about who you are becoming in the process. So instead of asking yourself, when will it change? Let's twist it and ask, who am I becoming in this season? Because when the door finally opens, when the opportunity that requires a version of you that is building finally open, will you be qualified for it? So if you're in your waiting season like I am and you feel stopped, overlooked or unsure, you're not alone. Waiting is hard, but it's not wasted. The silence is not empty. It is forming you. So don't give up in the middle. Don't let temporary quiet convince you that God is absent. He's very much there. He cares and he's still turning things around. So stay, trust, grow. Even when you feel like you're not making progress. It's hard, I know, but we'll overcome. Trust me. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Under Construction. If this resonated with you or you're in your waiting period, do well to let me know in the comment section, or you know someone that actually needs this, make sure that you share with them. And remember, we are all still becoming, we are all still growing, we are all under construction. See you in the next episode. Remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and let's grow this community. Thank you so much, dear lilies. See you.